Chain Out Podcast here. Thank you for joining the Chain Out Fantasy Disc Golf League, episode 8. And I'm joined, as always, by Jeremy. How are you doing?
Doing great, Daryl. Excited for this one. This is going to be a big one.
This is a big event. Yeah, we should let everybody know this is a double event. 2 events happening on the same weekend. Innova Rip, Canadian Nationals. You're going to one of them.
Yes,
You're
I
going to
am.
have some
Going to
inside
Nationals.
knowledge. Yeah. How excited are you to go out to Nationals, play 2 new courses that you've never played before?
I'm so excited. Like, the bags are packed and I'm ready to go. I'm leaving on a jet enclave, I guess. I guess it's a little different when you go that way.
Yeah.
But I'm totally excited until today when I saw Thomas Gilbert drop a little quick video about a hole on the ski hill course that we're playing. And we talked about this, Daryl. The camera does not show elevation well, but this one looks like it's steep. So does that mean it's twice as steep downhill?
Yeah, I think you got your hands full. Hopefully, I think I spoke to you. Are you taking a bag, or you're going to drag your cart up and down these hills? Because I don't envy you. You tried to get me to come out and be your caddy.
I did. I asked if you were how spontaneous were you if you wanted to join me last minute. But
yeah,
are you changing your mind yet?
No, unfortunately, I have commitments. But I do kind of envy you. I wish I was going now. In the beginning of the year, I wasn't so much into playing tournaments and didn't know where my year was going to go. I've played a lot of tournaments this year for me being the first year into disc golf, so it's a bit bittersweet. I am at the end of the tournament season, but I do secretly wish I was going and meeting all those great players out there. Speaking of somebody else who's going to Nationals this weekend, somebody who joins us halfway between the two, our special guest, Tim, returning guest. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm joining you from the thriving metropolis of Edson this evening.
2 hours out of town, 5 hours more to Clearwater. It's
right.
A perfect spot to take a break for the night, hey?
Can you close the window there? Because that party town is just, the noise is coming in.
Sorry, it's bumping out there. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah. All right, so you're heading out to Nationals as well with Kristen. You're excited to get out there?
Yeah, I kind of said to Kristen, like, I don't know when the next time Nationals will be out west, and maybe if it is, I don't know if I'll be able to go. So we both had we were both able to take the time off, and we might as well just do it. Like, don't worry about it, just do it, kind of a thing. So really excited. The courses look phenomenal. That Thomas Gilbert clip throwing down the mountain, a little intimidating, but I'm placed on the final card of MA1 for the first day, so I'm on feature card for MA1. So
there you go.
I'm the lowest rated on my card by about 30 points, but I'm gonna have fun. We're really excited. We're both gonna have a great time.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the same thing for you, Jeremy. You're not going out there to win.
No,
it's an experience. Like Tim said, it's in the East, it's in the West. How often? When is it going to be here again?
Yeah, we don't know.
Well, and on top of that, too, if you think about it, Clearwater is like a 2,000 person town, and there's 500 of us at least with players and with guests and stuff. So we're going to increase, what is that, a 20% increase or to the town that we're going to be putting out there? Like, it's crazy.
Oh, it's so cool.
That's awesome. I'm jealous. So Canadian Nationals is one of the events, as we mentioned. The Innova Rip happening out at Haute Goat is the other tournament that we'll be doing this episode as well. Seeing a lot of social media about this event. A lot of big name pro players are heading out there. It's going to make the picks for this tournament. Could be easy, could be hard. I don't know how, without giving too much away, how was your picking process? Was it easy? For me, for the Rip, it was easy to pick. I felt like the top 9 was easy to pick.
Ooh, I think I have room service showing up.
Oh, yeah, you're going to need some food to get through this episode, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I felt it was a little bit, there were some big names, and there were some big names, and there were some really interesting people, and there's a lot of good storylines. So I, in doing my homework and preparation, it was different because of the 2 events for sure. but I think that makes it a little bit more juicy. It makes the drafting a little bit more strategic, and I think it's going to be great.
Look out your pot there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well,
There's one thing we should cover is the fact that because we're doing the two events, they're both happening on the same weekend. We thought, how can we do this? How can we frame this episode up to get our picks from both events? Jeremy came up with the crazy idea of doing, let's just mash the two events together. No rules, no rhyme or reason.
Holds barred.
No holds barred. We're going to be picking. One thing that I said on the live event, and I'm going to say it again now. I'm really happy that this event has a full FPO field on both sides. So we're actually able to. Hi, Kristen. We're actually able to pick 3 FPOs from both events, which will give us 3 MPOs, 3 FPOs, 6.
6 for each event.
6
like
for each
6
event,
full.
12 in total.
It's a huge field to draft from, and it's going to be a lot of fun seeing where your guys' headspace is at with where these players are going to fall.
Well, and I do have to say, too, this is your second appearance on the Fantasy Picks show, Tim. And one of the reasons for that was when we started out with this idea, we were so impressed when you came on and your experience with drafts. You were prepared. You had your speeches, your announcements, and we followed suit ever since. We really appreciate that. So we said, if we're going to do 2 events at the same time, there's only one person we know who can handle that, and that was you. So that's why you're back with us tonight.
And I didn't win that week, but I will say, if you look at the top 10 of those of that event, I did really well. I picked very well. I just picked just outside the podium, so I felt very good about my performance. Just the points weren't deep enough for me to pull off the win, but that's okay. I feel like I got a solid game plan today, and I'm glad I could be any assistance to helping. I just love drafts. I love drafts so much.
It's a good point that you make, because that's one thing that I've said to Jeremy, and I've noticed a bit of a trend is I may not be the most organized, as I think we can probably tell. I may not have the right picks or the top picks, but all of my picks are in the top 10.
Right.
Other people that have been on the podcast, Jeremy included, they might have 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5, whatever, but there's 1 or 2 picks that don't make the podium or don't make the top 10.
Mm.
That's a 0 point, right? You can't be having 0 points in this draft. Brock, when he was on, he got unlucky because he had a player that didn't show up to the event, so he automatically got 0 points in that. But them's the breaks. That's the player you pick. Yeah.
Got to do your homework.
There you go. So, getting a little bit further along, what we should do is recap the last event, which was Gold Eagle. So we'll bring up the teams from last event. Kristen in the background there was our special guest. You can see all the points down at the bottom. Kristen, Team Squared, had 7. Jeremy had 9.
What?
Team Shambles took down the win. This is news.
This
Team
is
Shambles
brand new news to
win
Kristen.
with 10.
Sorry, Team Kristen Squared. You didn't take it
Get
home.
out of here. Get out of here.
What? I did.
Sorry. I'll bring that up again for you later. So if we take those points and add them to our current point standings, you'll see that Team J-Power has 56 points. Team Guest Invite has 60. But runaway leader at this point, 15 points ahead. That's like a whole tournament, Jeremy. 75 points for Team Shambles.
Yeah, it is. But with this event, fortunes could change very quickly.
Yes, I shouldn't count my chickens. Let's look at the tournament standings. You'll see that Team Shambles has 6 wins. Team Guest Invite, friend of the show, Mark Thompson and Alex Penny, with the 2 wins for Team Guest Invite there.
And you might be saying to yourself at this point, what? 6 plus 2, that's 8 wins. How could that happen? There's only been 7 A tiers so far. But that's because there was a tie, and we felt that the tie would award a win to both teams that were in that tie.
Absolutely. Thank you for
That's what I
clarifying.
call.
Yeah. But there's also the fan vote. The fan vote we put out on Instagram and on YouTube and Facebook. Team J-Pow's clawing his way back into this with 3 wins. Team Shambles still has 4 wins. Surprisingly, Team Guest Invite gets votes, but has never had enough votes to take down a win on the fan vote.
Yeah,
well,
That's fishy. I'm just, you know.
I
Anyway,
have photos. I have photos.
Well, the other thing we can tell you about that, Tim, is that for me, with not having a win of a tournament win on the board, I really push on that fan vote. I'm really. Can I play around with you? Would that help you get a fan vote? If I don't play around with you, will that get me a fan vote?
Anybody with an Instagram account, just go on and just hit the vote. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
There you
Oh
go.
boy, I might have to take that. I might have to try and get the goose egg off the board for team guests. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a win all in itself.
There you go.
This week, Tim.
oh, thank you.
All right, so that's the recap done. Let's get on to this episode. These two events, as we've done in previous episodes, the person that came in third gets to choose the running order for the snake draft of this week's picks. So Tim, you get to pick. It's a lot of strategy in this event, a lot of people to pick from. How do you want it to shape up?
I want the 3-4 swing.
Okay.
So I would love Daryl to draft first, and I would like Jeremy to draft second, and I'd like to be I'd like the snaking swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good choice, I reckon.
Yeah, it's a good strategy.
Yeah,
With so much depth of players to pick from.
Yeah,
going first, I don't think has its benefit. So,
well, and two events. I think,
Yeah.
If it was one event, there's only one winner. I mean, FPO, MPO.
right.
There's a lot more doors open here, so I feel like I can strategically make some picks here that are gonna. I like what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And as we've said before, Jeremy, like in any one of our teams, anyone can win on any given day. So there is a strategy involved, but as we've seen in the past, I think one event where I forget who it was, I think it was Miles Ladder, told me to go third. I ended up with the 3-4 pick, and I ended up picking the winner.
Yes,
So
it can happen.
It can happen.
Well, I will say something to us guys, just to let you know ahead of time, is that you may want to find a way in your list to identify which tournament each player is playing if you don't know with your gut, because pretty soon you're going to have a full MPO field and you'll need to make sure not to pick another player from that side. That's not going to work.
Don't worry, my color-coded spreadsheet is up and going.
Spreadsheet? I'm working in docs here. I need to upgrade my game.
I have Notepad. Does that surprise anybody? Okay. Right. So I guess I've got the first overall pick.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it, Jeremy. Are you ready?
Well, we should ask Tim here.
Oh, well.
About his team name, right? Because we know you're Team Shambles.
Yeah.
I'm Team J-Pow. Who's Tim going to be?
Back to Team Firebird. I got to be loyal to my Firebird. So Team Firebird.
Team Fanbird. I like that. To your Fanbirds. Yeah.
Team Firebird.
Well, after the -5 at the one disc round at Rundle with your Firebird, I understand why you're staying true.
Yeah.
And I missed a couple putts. And yes, I was putting with my Firebird, and I called my score. I knew I was going to shoot a 5 down. I was happy to deliver.
Yeah.
There's nothing that this can't do.
I was lucky enough to
Nate
go out
Sexton,
and play.
Please listen to this promotion by Tim Plamondon and send any of your discs you want out to him. Sorry, Dale, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I was lucky enough to go out with it for a round of golf with Kristen the other day, and she mentioned we were talking about aces and how you have so many, and she mentioned that you're running every shot. You're running the aces on every shot, so getting -5. If you're getting under the basket, if you're running those aces, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much just play disc golf to hit aces. I'm a really bad golfer. Anyway.
There you go.
Well, Team Shambles,
Team Shambles has the number 1 pick, so we'd like to welcome you all here to the prestigious double event.
Thank you.
Team Shambles with the number 1 overall pick would like to select from Victoria, British Columbia, a 947 rated player, 30 career events with 9 career wins, recently signed to the champion team for Innova. Team Shambles is going to pick for the Canadian Nationals side, Sophia Donica.
Great pick. Yeah, we talked about it on the episode this week that we kind of teased that she might be one of those first picks. She's just been so dominant this year. She's shown up on the scene. I know she was around last year, but once she got onto that western swing of the DGP tour and started getting some coverage, it was like her stock went through the roof. And I think we're going to see so much more good from her.
Yeah.
The only thing that I always kind of had Sophia as my number one pick in my head, thinking leading up to this event. The one downside is that she hasn't played much recently. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit hesitant about. But checking her previous tournaments and things like that, like she's a proven, like she's played in competitions, right? She's been over to Europe. She's played over there. She placed well in those competitions. So I don't doubt that she's going to place well in this competition. So Sophia Donica is my first pick. That leads it over to you, Team J-Pow.
Well, and before you get there, Daryl, let me just clarify with you: is she hasn't competed in a PDGA sanctioned event. That does
Correct.
not mean she hasn't been playing. She could be out there grinding and just practicing and just putting in the reps, which I'm almost certain she is. Or she's mountain biking, or she's rowing, or she's running, or she's doing one of the million other things she does.
Yeah.
But trust me, when everybody else is panting, climbing up and down these hills, she'll be like, "What's going on, guys? What are you doing? I've been waiting for like 5 minutes up here." So Team J-Pow is so happy to be back for another event. Thanks to everybody for voting for us, the fan vote. We know you appreciate what we do, our presentation, the members on our team, the quality of our players. That's what we're always going to deliver for you. And we're going to start this picks with a person from the Canadian Nationals on the MPO side. Recently went up in the ratings, 10-15 rated out of Invermere, BC, third at Nationals last year, first at Harvest Huck, which, wait a second, that was where Nationals was this year. Hasn't been playing much, well rested, ready to rock. Let's welcome Max Rogitnik to Team J-Pow.
That's a good pick.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You can now laud me with all of the, praise and everything else you want to. Wait, it's quiet. Crickets.
Yeah. The crowd goes mild.
I'll tell you that he was my number one pick for the MPO on the national side. So there you go. I'll give you that.
Thanks, brother.
Okay, so that hands it over to Team Firebird for the 3-4.
Well, on behalf of Team Firebird, I just want to say thanks. A shout out to all of our fans who are at the watch party happening at Fife and Deckel on 170th Street. We love and appreciate you very much. Team Firebird is very happy to be back. And we're going to take the number one player in the world who has swept all 4 DGPT Plus series events this year so far. He's my guy. I love him. Gannon Burr from the RIP.
Yeah, there you go. Good choice. Good choice.
I felt like that was just an easy pick. I mean,
it is.
Come on, Jeremy. Back me up here.
Yeah, well, you're right. It was like, I know you put a lot of thought. You really worked hard. You weighed all your options when you came up with that one. And that's all sarcasm if you can't detect that through
number
the podcast.
one player in the world. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, when you're 1053 rated. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that brings it back to me for my 4th pick. So for my 4th pick, I did want to go back to the RIP, and I'm going to go with the second highest rated Canadian female from Windsor, Ontario. She's 945 rated, and that'd be Chantel Badinsky.
Oh, Miss Frisbee's always a good pick. She knows this course. She's played out there.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Well, Team Firebird, you're off to a good start with your first 2 picks there, picks 3 and 4. And we're going to swing it back to Team J-Pow. And Team J-Pow, we want to share the love. We just went to the West. Let's go back over to the East. And we're going to go with our first pick is going to be on the MPO side. And yeah, you've got this great player, Team Firebird. You got Gannon Burr, sure, 1053 rated. But is he a 2-time world champion? 1045 rated, Lawrenceville, Georgia. Second at D-Glow. We're putting Isaac Robinson on Team J-Pow. Man, you guys are real silent with my picks here.
Well, I'm doing the update. I'm typing in the words and making sure I know who's been taken and who's who's still available, but
I just feel like Isaac Robinson rises to the occasion at one tournament a year.
Well, you'll see that it's two, because he does it at one American tournament a year and one Canadian tournament a year.
All right, I like it.
okay. So now it's back over to Team Shambles. See, I don't have mine in any
double
order.
swing here too, right?
Oh, that's
you
right.
Get
I
two
get
picks.
the 5-6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
6-7.
6-7? Yeah, that's right.
6-7. Yeah. All right. Well, then Team Shambles will stick with the rip. We're going to... Oh, I don't know. Are we?
This is why.
No, we are. I got my pick. No, I got my pick. I got it. This is the one that I had picked out because I kind of glanced over his name. I didn't really notice him. He's kind of a new player on the tour. He's going to be definitely a name that you're going to know of a lot coming up soon. He's been a member since 2017. He's currently 1035 rated, a 3-point jump in the recent event. I'm just looking through his tours right here. He was 6th at the D-Glow, 3rd at CCR. We're going to welcome a young up-and-comer, Luke Taylor.
Great choice, Daryl. Definitely. Yep. And not only that, the other thing I had in my notes was he was 4th at Worlds, tied with Calvin Heimberg. So, and this is like young up-and-comer. This is what we were talking about with Gannon a few years ago. And now we've got the next player coming up in that same vein.
Yeah.
I actually skipped over his name when I was looking through all of the players. Like, I just did a quick scan. I was obviously looking. I seen Gannon, I seen Isaac, I seen all the usual suspects. But then watching D-Glow this week, I think he was on lead card to start with. Like he was on the first round coverage. So he was my the first of my 2 picks right now. And now we are going to go.
This is that really
we're going to go back to
silence.
we're going to go back to Nationals. I've got it's on a notepad. It's not in any order. We're going to go back to Nationals. We're going to go to the MPO side. We're going to pick a can you tell I'm stalling? We're going to pick a player who knows winning. He was first at Falcons Flight. He was first at Limber Open. He was first at the Edmonton Open. Recently 3rd at Rumble at Raven's Nest. Currently tied second highest Canadian MPO rated, 10-12.
Has won 4 of his last 6 events.
Yes.
There you go. Yes. Casey Hannemeyer. Welcome to Team Shambles.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Chunk Discs, Rocket Bear, just a name you can cheer for. And we should verify or clarify that, yes, he was tied second, 10-13 rated until Tuesday. And then things shook up a little bit there with Marty getting some points and with Max Forgetnik getting some points as well. So it's all different. That 3-way tie has been broken.
Does it surprise you that Team Shambles did not know that? Team Shambles is still working on old news. Okay. Back to Team J-Pow.
Team J-Pow is getting, we know that Miss Frisbees is one of the, social media phenoms of Canada. But there is another person who's been on the tour just recently and putting up a lot of content, throwing things out there, very athletic, a university athlete, 918 rated, up 18 points on ratings day.
Oh, you are snaking my pick right now, and I am not happy, J-Pow.
From Eugene, Oregon. 2nd at the BC Open. 3rd in the world's long drive competition with a 514-foot drive. Like I said, a great follow on Instagram. Disc Taylor Chosick. Welcome to Team J-Pow.
Oh, that was going to be my next pick. So very well done. You did your homework on that one.
Thank you.
You're getting praise from Tim, so that's obviously a great pick. I mean, she was on my list as well, so
it just pains me to offer up praise to Jeremy, but I have to do it.
Well, and I appreciate it. Thanks, Team Firebird.
Great. Well, I guess that's makes it over to me then, isn't it?
It is for 2
Mhm.
picks.
We'll go to Nationals. We'll go to MPO. He's 10-13 rated, or at least last that I saw, from Toronto, Ontario. He throws really far. His name is Thomas Gilbert.
Great pick. Great pick.
I believe that's in his PDGA bio. I throw really far.
That's right.
I mean, he really does.
He does.
He throws really far.
But by his own admission, he throws really far, but he struggles to keep it in bounds.
It's true. But
Yeah, I don't know what the
he
OB
throws-
is like at these courses, but
he throws really far.
Yes.
yeah.
And
If
on
you can
the
beat
other
OB
side,
by the green,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good. And his other thing too is he's always voted best huck face, or at least in the top 3 as well. Because when he rips that disc, like you said, he rips it.
Yeah, he's got the open mouth
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. He doesn't do
Uh,
this, Daryl.
no, he definitely doesn't put his hand on his. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go with Canadian Nationals FPO this time.
Mm.
She placed second at Canadian Nationals, different course, but second at Canadian Nationals in 2023 from Burlington, Ontario, Colleen McInnes.
Oh,
Great pick. Friend of the show. And the one thing we should mention about that too, Tim, is that she placed second, but that was after a playoff.
That's right.
That's what she did. So she was actually tied for first finishing that tournament and just couldn't close it out in the playoff hole.
That's right.
So yeah, it was an amazing comeback. Like, so anybody who hasn't watched that Park Pro coverage, watch that comeback of Colleen in the final round of Nationals in Thunder Bay. So back to me. I think I got to get myself over to, where am I going to go here? Hey, we might as well. Why don't we go over to?
oh! Don't complain about me being not ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Now you're stumbling.
I'm ready. FPO player for the RIP. I need one of those, don't I? Well, why don't we go with a 945 rated player out of Burnsville, Minnesota? Probably one of the funniest FPO players on the tour if you check out her socials. Won Canadian Nationals last year in that competition with Colleen McInnes. We're welcoming Raven Klein to Team JPOW.
Good choice. Very good choice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, where is Raven? She's at RIP, right?
She's at RIP, you bet.
Okay. I'm trying to check them off the list so I know where everybody's going.
Well, you just highlight the spreadsheet column, that's all it is.
That's
okay,
all it
that's
is,
what
yeah.
it is. Yeah,
Oh.
gotcha.
You know, in the notepad, oh wait, there isn't a highlight.
I can make it bold. All right, so that's back over to me again. So we're going to stick with the RIP, I think. Okay, sorry, you picked Raven Klein. No, I was going to pick her, but I got to put an X beside her name. Okay, so no, you know what? We're going back Nationals. We're going to stick with the FPO field, though.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Well, I know where this is going.
Do you?
Yep.
We're going back to Nationals. We're going FPO. And you know what that means? It means I have to pad a little bit to find their name.
Do you want me to help you with your 908 rated player?
Would she be from Victoria by chance?
That's funny.
Would
She's
she
from
be-
Victoria.
Only the best, nicest lady on the FPO Canadian side?
That would be the one. 50 career events, 18 career wins. So many podiums, so many first place finishes. Coming off a first place at Rumble at Raven's Nest, a second at Falcon's Flight. Team Shambles would like to welcome Miss Gabby Lee to the team.
Yep. Great pick. And you know what, Daryl? What I like to say about that pick is that's the pick
awesome.
that I wish we could all pick. I
Mhm.
think Gabby would not have a problem with that. She's like, I'll be on all your teams. That'll be fine.
My note for her is she's so fun and so talented.
Yeah.
And I had
Perfect.
one of my favorite Canadian FPOs, always so kind, thoughtful, and well-spoken. And if the bunnies are on the course, there's no stopping her. So
There you go. Okay, so for Team Shambles' second pick, we're going to go over to the RIP. We're going to stick with the FPO. You know what? I don't normally do this, Jeremy, I always say to you, don't, and I've noticed it with other people when they pick with their heart. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but I am going to pick a player brand new to the FPO field. Somebody who is 899 rated, just got that 4 point bump, searching for that 900. She's from Westport, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Cashed at her first FPO Pro event, came in 13th. Recently, FJ18 World Champion. We would like to welcome to the team Rebecca Dunn.
Nice, good
You
pick.
know what? You say that's picking with your heart. That's picking with your brains too,
Mhm.
because
That's
a
a good-
great all-around player and has an awesome chance at taking this one down.
Yeah.
Well, that brings it right back to me. I'm going to go over to the rip. I kind of have a thing about keeping it all in the family. So we're going to go with a 1043 rated player from Lawrenceville, Georgia, the world putting champion this year, second at Idlewild, second at Ledgestone, second at Beaver State Fling. Going to be first at the rip before you know it. Team J-Pow welcomes Ezra Robinson to the team.
That's the second person you snaked from me right before I was going to pick him. So you're doing something suspiciously right.
Well, Kristen's texting me in the background, just so you know.
I would not surprise me if that was actually true. Great. That's a good pick. I like Ezra Robinson.
Isn't he on your?
Oh, yeah, he's on my.
You have him on down.
I have Ganniber and Ezra Robinson in my other disc golf pool, so I do like taking them for familiarity, and because they're very good. I guess that brings it over to me for my next pick.
It does.
From Altoona, Iowa. He was the 2019-2020 Pointer Cup champion for wrestling. He's 1029 rated. I'm going to take Gavin Babcock.
Oh,
good choice.
I think he's due. He's had some past success, kind of some top tens and a couple really good finishes in the disc golf pro tour. And I think this is an event where he can get sneaky.
Once the fence are done, you should share your spreadsheet.
Oh yeah,
Share your screen.
I'll share my screen after this for sure. So that's over at the rip, that one.
Mm-hmm.
And for my next pick, I'm going to go with an FPO at Canadian Nationals. She's 913 rated from Minnesota, the 2024 Seth Burt Memorial Champ. That'd be Lauren Butler.
Good choice. Lauren was on my list, that's for sure. For sure.
Definitely on my list as well.
Yeah.
That was one of my, not necessarily surprise pick, but I was surprised when actually I looked at her profile and seen how good of a player she was. I was like, oh, that was a person I would have glanced over if I didn't actually go and investigate. So good pick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, if we go, Daryl, it's back to me, and now is this in the stalling method? Is that what you're saying I'm doing here? No, I'm going to take a look at my list, and when I kind of had a top three for each of my picks, my MPOs, my FPOs on both sides, and most of those have already been picked. But I do have someone left, and this is going to kind of
This sounds like stalling, Tim.
No.
It's stalling.
This is going to complete my Innova Rip MPO field. Okay. Now, with this one here, you said picking with the heart or picking with who you think is good. Why wouldn't you pick someone who shares a namesake with you? A 1019 rated out of Charlotte, North Carolina, a professional Joe Mez Pro commentator, has the coolest name out there and nickname in the sport, Jeremy Big Germ Colleen. Welcome to Team J-Pow. And in honor of Kristen, I guess we could kind of call it Team Jeremy Squared as a brackets beside there.
Yeah, I had Big Germ earmarked on my team. I was hoping to get him a little bit later.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. He's going to play really well, I think, at the rip.
Yeah, exactly the same for me. I had him, but a little bit further down my board. So not the worst pick for Team Shambles, but a great pick for Team J-Pow for sure.
Thank you.
So now it's back to me, right?
It is.
It is. And now I'm getting to the point where I have to just clarify MPO, FPO, RIP National, so I don't double up or miss one or something like that. But I think I'm still okay for a while. Um, so I have a name on my list that I want to pick next, but we know we know, but we don't know. So
What are you going to do about that there, Team Shambles?
all right. So this person is overdue a win. Team Shambles is going back to nationals. We're going to pick a person that has featured on the podcast quite heavily. Second at Larger Than Life. Third at Falcon's Flight. Third at Gold Eagle. This person is due a win. Currently 19-point boost up to 995 from Victoria, British Columbia. Team Shambles would like to welcome Luke Levesque.
Yeah. Shout out Luke, buddy. This is your time to shine. You know, you've been building up to it all season long. You've been playing these A tiers. He's got like more points than any other rookie out
He's the
there
rookie,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You know, if he, so let's say, this is kind of like they always say, is they said, if you could win this, this, and this, or you could win Worlds, what would you do? So if he could have won Falcons and that was all he won, if he could have won this, but if he plays second, third, that, and he wins nationals, I'd take that any day of the week.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'm sure he would too. And that's a great pick, Daryl.
Yeah, it is a good pick.
So for my back-to-back picks, I'm going to go over to the RIP. We're going to go to the FPO side. We're going to pick a player that really impressed me. Haven't really heard her name, but looking at her history of the tournaments that she's played this year, I was surprised at how many she's played and how high she's finished. We're going to go with a player, a 1-point boost to 906 rated, 109 career events, 33 career wins from South Boardman, Michigan. 22nd at D-Glow, 25th at CCR Open, 61st at the World Championships. Team Shambles would like to welcome Lindsay Mass.
Nice. Good choice. She was definitely on my list there, Daryl. Definitely.
Yeah. She just impressed me with the amount of tournaments that she's played and beginning of the year.
Really, yep. That's what I wrote to you. Just the amount of wins. Like, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, too, it's not only FPO. If the FPO field isn't there for her, she jumps into MA2. And then she performs at the MA2 level as well. So what I'm going to do as we get back to Team JPOW is we're talking about players that we didn't know of before this year. But then doing this podcast, Daryl and I learned about this player during the Foxwood Open. They came up from the States there, gave Chantel a run for her money, didn't take the win, but did really well. We're going with a 901 rated player out of Ashburn, Virginia, second place at Foxwood Open, Jennifer Smiley.
Good pick. Very good pick.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Oh, I'm hearing even the peanut gallery's enjoying that pick. I love it.
Great.
That was from Nationals, right?
That's from the RIP.
Oh, sorry, the RIP.
Okay, that brings it over to me. So I'm going to go with a RIP pick as well, FPO. And she's been on Team Firebird before. So she's Team Firebird alum from Sudbury, Ontario, 901 rated, Alicia Hums.
Yeah. And Alicia just did a good battle with Sandy Hendel at the Eastern Canadian Amateur Nationals. And I think she's itching for another win right away here. I'm sure she's all over that.
And with my next pick, I think this is a sneaky good pick, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm pulling one over on you guys, real good here. Going back to Canadian Nationals, going with an MPO pick. They were second at Harvest Huck last year from Ankeny, Ohio. 109 rated or 1009 rated, Nicholas Culver.
You are correct.
He was my next pick. Well, next pick at Nationals. Yeah. Great
and we
pick.
always bring it up every time we talk about him. Don't forget, started the year first at the Mexican Disc Golf Championships, and then just coming off the win. Yeah. And coming off the win at Rumble at Raven's Nest. So
I'm very happy to get him in that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this top of my card is looking pretty full, so we're going to start getting into these not deeper picks, but just these ones that this is the anyone could take it picks, right? Like these
Yeah.
are some really good ones here. So I think I want to Oh, I can't pick one there. Oh, I am stalling, Daryl. It almost feels like it is. No, I'm not stalling. What am I talking about? I'm going to go with a Nationals FPO player. This player has more energy than probably anybody out there. 885 rated, up 11 points from Edmonton, Alberta, winner of the Gold Eagle, leading the Cold Garden Cup points and the Canadian Disc Golf Tour points. Best nickname, aside from, I guess, you got Big Germ on one side, and on the other side, you got Heiserbaum Hong. Welcome, Terry Hong, to the team.
It's a good pick.
That's a good pick, and she does have more energy than anyone in the world. But it's infectious. It's a treat to be around.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Like you said, we're getting in the weeds now, Jeremy. But I'm surprised. I like this player a lot, and I'm surprised he hasn't gone. But we're going back to the rip. We're going with an MPO player, sponsored by Team Innova. Currently 1022 rated. He's out of Cochrane, Minnesota. Team Shambles would like to welcome Calvin Longquist.
Ooh.
That's a good pick.
Whose disc is he going to pick up this week that's not his?
That was funny. Yeah, and the funny thing was when watching it back on coverage, where everybody kind of looked at each other and nobody knew what to do, and you could just see Simon in the background, kind of like, "This is so funny." So that means I still have one pick from the rip. Nationals, I'm kind of getting... Okay, so I am going to stay with the rip. And I'm going to go hometown. At the rip, he's been on the show before. We mentioned it. Finally getting back over 1,000 rated. 1,001 rated. From Niagara Falls. At the rip, Team Shambles. Cam Zanini.
Yeah, awesome. And Daryl, whenever you bring up Cam now, like that was one of those players that was such a happy spot. I know everybody in Ontario knew who Cam was, right?
Yeah.
We'd seen his name on the leaderboards and that type of thing, but really didn't know. And then we had a conversation with him and went, man, this guy's an awesome guy and can play disc golf. Great person to have on your team.
Yeah, exactly.
When they talk about it, Tim will know in the hockey pools and everything else, you need a glue guy.
Yeah.
I think Cam is going to be a glue guy for your team.
Bring the locker room together.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So does that bring it right back to me?
It is. It's back to you again.
It does, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go back to Nationals as well. We're going to go to the MPO side. Talking about glue guys, I've got a guy here, 983 rated out of Vancouver, BC. This is just a little thing. He's going to wish you picked this person. Third at last year's Harvest Huck. Hugger of baskets. Friendliest guy. Not only a hugger of baskets, when I ran into him at Falcons Flight, the biggest smile, came over, gave me a hug. I'm bringing Miguel Alvarado onto Team JPOW.
Good pick. Yeah.
I think I'm going to take this is that there's two ways this goes. I make a pick and Tim goes, you stole my pick. Or I make a pick and there's absolute silence, which means you guys are even angrier.
No. I'm peak angry is when I straight up accuse you of stealing my pick.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Miguel's a great pick because he's a heck of a golfer.
Yeah. I think you've picked him quite a few times, Jeremy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I know Miguel is always going to be out there competing and performing, and he's always going to be a great person to have on my team as well.
And the good thing with Miguel is no matter what happens, whether he's having a good round, bad round, wind, rain, like conditions or whatever, he's going to stay positive.
Yeah,
it's not going to if he starts to have a bad round, it's not going to get him down. He's just going to stay positive throughout the rest of the round. So.
Well, yeah, and as we've been told too, is I think Miguel feeds off positive energy. So he's going to hype you up as much as he's going to hype himself up, just because that helps him perform better. And what else? Why wouldn't you want someone like that on your card?
Yeah, for sure.
Totally. Over to me, you say.
Double pick.
Double picks. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick from Woodstock, Georgia, the 2022 Mid-America Open champion. He's got the best hair in the game, 1021 rated, Alden Harris.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
don't have it
also
down here, but yeah.
I also have him on my other disc golf fantasy pool, so it makes cheering for him a little bit easy.
There you go.
Plus, I just think he's also kind of due for a breakout tournament, so I think
Yeah.
I might have the MPO ripped podium right there actually on my team. Good chance.
I'm getting deja vu for a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago.
And with my second pick on the swing, I'm going to take a flyer on someone. We're gonna reach for it here a little bit because we don't know what her status is for this tournament at this moment.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This could be the best pick at this. This could be the best value pick at this point in the draft, or
absolutely.
it could be zeros. 5-time world champion from Pensacola, Florida, 964 rated. We hope she's playing, and we hope that her family. We wish her family all the best with their recent loss. But Paige Pierce.
Yes. It's a great pick. And Daryl, you were already looking well earlier than that to pick Paige, weren't you?
Yeah, no, she was my number one pick. Obviously, recent events kind of pushed her down the leaderboard a little bit. I was wondering when she would go, if she would go, because obviously we don't know, like Tim mentioned there, that we wish everything is best for her. We don't know if she's going to play. It's a gamble, but if the gamble pays off, like Tim said, that's for the position that she went. If she plays, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
Well, bringing it back to Team JPOW, I tend to have a soft spot too for amazing players that also decide to join us on the show and talk with us. And very recently, we had one of these players. We got a chance to spend some time, Daryl, you and I, following her around at Falcons Flight, watching her rip up that course and play so well. 888 rated, up 22 points this rating day. From Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, winner of Falcons Flight and the Saskatchewan Open Provincials, scoring eagles at every tournament she plays in. Nicest person, ready to rock. Bailey Inglis, welcome to Team JPOW.
She is on a heater. I mean, that's a great pick because she is just tearing it up right now.
Yeah. And that's going to complete my FPO for Canadian Nationals.
Interesting. But you get another pick, right?
Nope, because I'm in the
you're
middle.
the middle.
It's going to
That's
you.
right. Yeah, sorry, it's back to me. So, Nationals. I still need one more FPO from Nationals. Well, I'm going to pick an FPO from Nationals. We're going to go with somebody that we did also get to spend. Hang on, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. I'm like, why isn't she even playing? No, someone who I got to have a little chat with just as we were leaving. From the Nationals, FPO from Calgary, Alberta, 879 rated. Had a little bit of a struggle at Falcons Flight, coming in at 5th, but second at the Crush, and she won the Edmonton Open. Team Shambles would like to welcome Amber Chase on.
Nice. Yes.
Sorry. Amber's going to rebound. I've been very fortunate to golf a lot with her in the last couple of years, and she's too steady and too talented not to rebound.
Yeah. And I had her well on my list too because she had a tough Falcons, but that's nothing. Like, she's at Limber Open, she was playing MA2, she was competing with that group really, really well. Like, yeah, she's going to have another breakout right away.
Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I have my 3 MPOs for the RIP, so I'm looking at one more FPO from the RIP, and I am going to go with this is the person that I was looking at the first time, from Sudbury, Ontario, 901 rated, 44 career events, 14 career wins. Doesn't seem to finish outside the top 3 in the last 7 or 8 tournaments that she's played in. Eastern Canadian Amateur National, second place. Alicia Hums, welcome to Team Shambles.
That would be nice if you could pick her.
It would be
I'm
really
sorry,
nice.
you cannot.
But,
Why
She's
can I not?
gone.
She's gone.
Who picked her?
Team Firebird, baby.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I didn't mark her off the list.
And because of this blunder, you're going to have to forfeit a pick. I'm sorry. It's just the rules.
We didn't agree on this.
This was not agreed to before, because this could happen to me very shortly.
Yeah, like I said, I've been trying to check off the people that have already picked, and write down your teams and I'm doing everything here. Give me a break.
Oh, is that what's happening? Okay.
All right. So then that would lead me to pick. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take a time out here because these last 2 picks, I said they were interchangeable when I wrote them down, and I just want to have one last look at them.
This is egregious.
Yes, man. I think, is this where we go to the commercial break, Team Firebird?
No,
what do we do here?
I got it. It's coming.
This one's
up.
brought to you by.
Okay, right. I've made a decision. I'm gonna go with somebody who's 906 rated from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Played in a lot of events and played a lot of events this year. Definitely following around on the Pro Tour. I would like to welcome Lindsay Fish.
All right. Yes. And I had, 56 career wins, PDGA member since 2007. Yeah. And I put experience is coming to Port Hope. So,
yeah. Good pick.
There you go.
All right. Are we swinging back to me? You got your picks there? You got everything under control?
Yeah, I'm kind of up to spec again now.
All right. Well, why don't I finish off my FPO for the RIP? And I'm going to go with an 895 rated player from Toronto, Ontario. Won the Christie Lake Spring Fling this year. I've played that course. It's a tough course, and it's fun. 3rd at the Foxwood Open. Has kind of just moved to FPO and definitely belongs there. I'm going to have Alexandra Paletto on Team JPOW.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you. Welcome, Alex.
So, Tim, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I got 2 picks left.
You do.
This is great. All right. So, I have an MPO from Nationals that I need to select. Mm-hmm. So I am going to go from Salmon Arm, BC, 982 rated. I'm rooming with him. We have an Airbnb booked with him, so I feel like I've got to pay a little bit of respect on him. I'm going to go with Andy Henderson.
Oh,
nice.
Andy's seen a little Park Pro coverage before. He knows how to throw a disc, and like I said, rooming with him and a couple other people in Clearwater. So, maybe I'm gonna have to give him some nightly hype up talks or something to get him on that podium.
Nice.
Okay, and that leaves me with 1 pick left, which would be a Nationals pick for FPO. So I'm going to go with 849 rated from Edmonton, Alberta. I'm also rooming with her in Clearwater, Kristen Swirls.
Great pick. Awesome pick. Definitely going to do some damage out there at that set of Clearwater courses.
I was really worried that you guys would pick her just because in front of me. So I was kind of sweating it the whole time that I wouldn't get to pick her. So
I can't believe they took Terry and Amber over me.
Well, here was
I picked you for Vulcan.
Well, here's what I can tell you, Kristen, was my thought, is I already saw Tim's face heating up more and more every pick I took. And I'd already taken 2 of his picks. If I took you as the 3rd, I don't even know if he would have finished the podcast. He would have just hung up.
Yeah, I would have closed the screen and went to bed. And that finishes my team. So my team, I'm just going to I know we're still got some stuff, but Gannon Bursch, Chantel Badinski, Thomas Gilbert, Colleen McInnes, Gavin Babcock, Lauren Butler, Alicia Hums is mine, Nicholas Culver, Alden Harris, Paige Pierce, Andy Henderson, and Kristen Swirls. That's my team.
Okay, after Gavin Babcock, did you take Lauren Butler?
I certainly did.
Okay, well then I should write that down. And where is she from? Nationals or RIP?
That was Nationals.
Nationals. I missed one.
And I also just shared you on my spreadsheet just so you could, anyway, whatever. You take a look at it when you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you could use
We'll look
that
at the
for
level of
future
detail
ones.
that goes into coming second.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right. Team JPow's down to our last pick. We need an MPO player from Nationals. This name has popped up over and over again on the leaderboard, always in contention. Maybe, I don't know, some people might say a sleeper pick, but at this point, you can't call it a sleeper pick. 981 rated, White Rock, BC, second at Falcons, sixth at Harvest Huck last year, and one of the funnest names to say, Eric Yorth Olsen will be joining Team JPow.
That's a good pick. Late round. Whew.
Yeah, I can't believe Eric and Kristen were just sitting there for the taking at the end of this picks.
Shambles was in shambles. That's why.
Well, see, now Shambles has a name on his picks that I'm thinking, did I just not write him down because he hasn't gone yet? And I'm just looking through because I need a national MPO.
Does his name rhyme with blow up Liggins?
Yeah.
Does he come from maybe Lethbridge, Alberta? Maybe just one spring runoff, Rocket Bear.
Well, I'm
second at Gold
Eagle. I wrote on my anecdote column for him, roller coaster of a season, but is due for a win.
Definitely due for a win.
He started the season off strong. Obviously, he had some issues just after just before the midway point, I guess, or whatever. Was, like you said, a little bit up and down, a little bit shaky, but I think he's coming back into his own right now. He reminds me of another Luke Levesque. Like, he's been close. He had the lead at Gold Eagle, just couldn't close the door there on the win. So yeah, getting him last pick overall, I'm quite happy with
another steal. Look at these steals.
steal.
And that's what it is. That's how amazing these two tournaments are. The fields are so big that there are so many players, and it could be very much so that players on our team just don't make the top 10 because it's that tight of a competition.
Yeah, totally.
So you know what? Team Firebird ran through the players picked. So I think let's follow that order.
Let's do a recap.
Okay.
I went first, so let me recap my team.
Sure.
Okay.
It's your show.
There you go. Let's hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Okay. So in the order that I picked them, Team Shambles, number 1 pick overall, Sophia Donica, Luke Taylor, Casey Hannemeyer, Gabby Lee, Rebecca Don, Luke Levesque, Lindsay Mass, Calvin Longquist, Cam Zanini, Amber Chason, Lindsay Fish, and Noah Higgins.
Wow.
Maybe I should rename it to Team Lindsay Squared because I've got both Lindsays.
Daryl, I bet your team finishes top 3 in this draft.
I mean, that's all you can hope for. I don't need the wins at this point, but
Well, we'll see if our guests start putting in their picks in there. We might be bumped down a little further depending on who they put on their teams.
There you go.
Okay,
so we already have heard from it, but we'll hear it one more time just because second overall. Oh no, sorry, second overall was Jeremy. Yeah. So
let me start. Let's start west and move our way east. We're going to start with our FPOs. We have Taylor Chosick, Terry Heiserbaum-Hong, Bailey Inglis. MPO side, we have Max Regitnik, Miguel Alvarado, Eric Yortholson, and then when we get to the RIP, we have Raven Klein, Jennifer Smiley, Alexandra Paletto, Isaac Robinson, Ezra Robinson, and Big Jeremy Colling. Man, this team is stacked.
And just like Daryl's, it could go top 3 in this draft.
You didn't even say it will for me. You said it could.
It could. It's a possibility.
Yeah. If ever there was a possibility of finishing 4th, I think JPow would secure that.
Well, anybody who's hung around this time, we appreciate it because this was a big episode, but that was a lot of fun, guys. I really enjoyed going through that.
Well, let's do a full recap of Team Firebird again, just so that we're clear.
Yep. So I started with Gannon Burr, then Chantel Badinsky, Thomas Gilbert, Colleen McInnes, Gavin Babcock, Lauren Butler, Alicia Hums, Nicholas Culver, Alden Harris, Paige Pierce, Andy Henderson, and Kristen Swirls. That is my team, Team Firebird. I think I knocked this out of the park. I think this is a total Firebird ace.
That's all Tim does. He just runs aces, runs wins.
That's right. And good choices. It's going to be a great tournament. I'm going to be following. Well, we're going to be at Nationals. So we're going to get a chance to see some of these players playing. We're going to be watching those scores. Daryl and I mentioned it earlier on the other podcast that we're going to need 2 phones, one to do PDGA Live Nationals, one to do PDGA Live RIP, just to pay attention to everything that's happening. And I can't wait to do it.
It's going to be an exciting weekend.
So what I want to do is I want to let everybody know. We're going to put all the teams. I don't know how I'm going to get these all on a little Instagram post, but I'm going to try. I might have to do 2 posts.
2 votes.
We're going to put them out there on Instagram. We're going to pin the posts. Go and vote on your favorite team. Actually, I will do that. I'll put them out on 2 different polls, 2 different posts. Vote on each team for which team you like, because there'll be 2 events, and we'll be doing 2 draws for gift cards. Vote. If the vote button isn't there, leave your vote in the comments. Also, let us know what your picks for your team would be at these 2 events.
Yeah. And
if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to Chain Out Podcast. And also on this video, leave your comment in the description, or leave a comment with your favorite team as well.
Facebook ones will also be included.
They will this time.
As well, if you put your team in there, you're going to get an extra name on the wheel to win a gift card.
Correct.
Brilliant.
And you know what? At this point, Team Shambles would like to say, vote for Team Firebird, vote for Team JPAL. We don't need any more wins. We don't need the points. We've already secured first place, I think.
And at Team Firebird, we would like to say also vote for Team Firebird.
Team JPAL says vote with your heart, and we know who you're going to vote for.
That's awesome. Okay, thank you very much, Tim, for joining us again. It's always a pleasure having you on the podcast. 4th appearance now, Jeremy, on the podcast. I think he's been almost on as many times as you have.
Yes. Check the Tundra Toss recap. Check the interview with Tim. Check the what else did we talk about? The leagues.
Update.
Yeah, all of it.
The league update. Yeah. Always a pleasure.
With a couple things happening with the Edmonton Disc Golf Association coming up in the next month or 2, I will be reaching out to join for another time, because I got more I gotta say. So, but thank you guys for having me. Thank you for inviting me to do this. This is so much fun, and just keep doing what you guys are doing. It's incredible.
Thanks,
awesome.
Tim.
Thank you.
Well, at this point, there's only one thing left we should do, right, guys? And that is
Chain Out.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.